the end of this Shannon Sharpe joint later on. I got my joint working. As you can see, we're going to do the Nancy Grace, breaking down the whole Diddy case. You don't want to miss that. But right now, check this joint out. Look at Shannon Sharpe and look at Cat Williams on the screen. Look how Cat Williams is standing there looking very proudly. Like, I told this big dummy. So now I know he know better than to get caught up. And can you believe, while Shannon was sitting there with that smile on his face after Cat gave him the message, don't trust white women because they could take you down in 2 weekends, Shannon was still dealing with Gabriella at that very moment. Just remember, this joint is sponsored by Cashbox. I'm going to break down a couple of scenarios, how Cashbox is going to change your life and revolutionary. Let me chill. All right. You know what it is. Unique Mecca audio, man. We're going to play this joint here. We live. Let's see what's going on. If y'all up, give me an emoji. Y'all up, give me an emoji. Give me an emoji. Let me know y'all up and y'all in the house. Now, so Cat Williams tried to warn Shannon Sharpe. I want you to check this out because they bring in all types of different scenarios in that y'all really need to see. All right, let's get this thing moving. Let's see what's up. All right.
I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared.
Big black guy chose small white woman.
It's not a good book, Shannon.
I just want to know, why is so much race play going on? Why is this lady, her name is Gabriella, talking about, yeah, I want you to put a big black baby in me. Is that what people that date outside their race do? Is that what y'all do?
Shannon. Someone answer that. Is that what people outside the race do? Somebody let me know what's going on. Please let me know.
Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me?
Okay, I just got a question, right? This is just a simple question, right? Because, you know, this is how we do it at the Mecca. We keep it 100. Now, she saying that at 19, that Gabriella is still a child, but they're locking 19 years old up as adults for life in prison and treating them as a straight adult. Or is it when it becomes a victim, now it's a child, but when it's an aggressor, it becomes an adult, even if you're 19? Somebody put it in the comments. Let me know what you think of that, man. Let me just keep it going. Just want to give you some thoughts, open your mind up for a minute on this Friday.
Why do you think she was your old ass?
Remember when Cat Williams sat down on Club Shay Shay and told Shannon Sharpe straight up, messing with white women could have him locked up real quick? Yeah, he wasn't playing around. He was warning him. And now that old clip is blowing up all over again because people are realizing Cat wasn't just talking. He was telling the future. Turns out Shannon was already tangled up in exactly that mess when they filmed the interview. If you missed it, here's the dirt. Shannon's getting dragged to court by a white OnlyFans model who's way younger than him.
Do you think that it's right for OnlyFans model that sells pleasure or swaps pleasure, you know, for financial gain, should be allowed to then call foul play for something that they charge the price for, and this is what they do, and this is what they did 99 times, but that one time they said no? Put it in the comments. Just want to know your opinion and wanted to ask that question. Just a question without my opinion. I want to hear your opinion. so we could see where you at, because I just like to challenge your mind a little bit and elevate you and take you certain places so that you can see things from a different level, to let you know that there's many different branches on a tree, like there's many different roots to a root, but it all comes back to one solid foundation, a base.
We're talking about a girl who was fresh out of her teens when he allegedly started messing with her, young enough to be his granddaughter, no joke. Now she's accusing Shannon of rape and demanding a mind-blowing $50 million and a trial by jury. And here's where it gets even crazier. That Club Shay Shay sit down with Kat, it was recorded while Shannon was already wrapped up with this same girl.
You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit down in 2 weekends.
Do you believe that they could take you down in 2 weekends for dealing with a white woman, even if you came to conquer? Somebody put it in the comments, let me know, because if Cat Williams said it, we really want to know. And remember, this joint is sponsored by Cashbox. That's why you need Cashbox, so that you could send things Ghostbox, you know, where no one knows that you even sent it. And I'm going, let's ride for a minute. All right, check it out. You got a little squally, right? Now, in her building, you got another little squally, and they're both friends, right? But you meet them at different times, so you don't really know. But then when you meet them together, you're about to say, oh, you know, I talked to such and such too, and she gives you the look like, nah, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. So now you got to send them both money, right? So when you go send them both money, you got one that's suspecting that something is going on with the other squally. So she tells her, let me use your phone for a minute. I need to make a call because my phone is dead. So she hands her the phone and she goes in, she dials a number. He said, oh, let me call back. That's wrong number. And she acts like she's calling it back, but she goes to the, you know, the cash box on it. So when she hit the cash box, you know, it says, who sent you money? Like the other apps. I don't want to say the name, but we're going to say it anyway, like Cashbox, Cash App. You know, in Cash App, when you send money to somebody, and it shows you everybody you sent it to, and you can't even delete it if you want to delete it. But, you know, if you can delete it, let me know. Somebody told me you can't delete it. But they send you the money, and now somebody getting your phone, they look at it, oh, I know you sent my sister some money. That's why you need Ghostbox. You understand what I'm saying? But now, let's say, I'm going to get that scenario later. Let's ride. Get back to Cat Williams. I'm just riding and enjoying it Friday.
Now people are rewatching the footage and saying Shannon looked mad nervous when Kat started warning about how white women can flip your whole world upside down over a weekend. But hold up, it ain't just her age that's got people talking. According to the lawsuit, Shannon was allegedly into some straight up wild stuff behind closed doors, including race play. Yeah, it's getting uglier by the minute. If you don't know...
Once again, sex is on trial. What he does is his bedroom. He's going to trial for a civil suit. Diddy is going to trial starting Monday for the actions in his bedroom. Welcome to the new era.
What race play is, you might want to look it up yourself, because trust me, YouTube ain't about to let me break that down here. Let's just say, after hearing what Shannon was into, people online got zero sympathy for him. Messing with a teenager at his big grown age was already bad enough, but throwing race play into the mix, it just dragged the whole thing even deeper into madness. And get this, the whole race play thing, it wasn't some random idea. The lawsuit claims it was Shannon who specifically asked for it. Gabriella was basically working for him, getting paid, and agreed to act out his twisted fantasies. But somewhere along the way, she hit pause on that role just long enough to claim that his actions weren't fully consensual.
Do you think that that should be allowed to happen, that she could just, you know, you've been doing this 99 times. I paid for it 100 times. And 100 times I paid for it, you tell me no. Somebody put it in the comments and let me know how you think that'll play out. Please put it in the comments.
And boom, that's all it took for everything Shannon spent his life building to start crumbling right in front of him.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
But don't get...
Unnatural allegiance to losers. That means he's attracted to losers like a magnet. So is he calling Gabriella a loser? Or is he calling every woman that crosses path a loser? Oh, you talking about men too?
Get it twisted. Fans aren't shedding a single tear for him. Folks are saying he got exactly what Cat Williams warned him about on Club Shay Shay. Imagine being almost 60.
But yeah, wasn't he gay last week? I'm going to keep having to say that. Wasn't he supposed to be into men last week? Does he look like he's into men this week while he's being charged with this extra allegation against Gabriella? Does he look like he's into men in this picture? Somebody put it in the comment. You know what I mean? All right.
And still running the streets like you ain't learned nothing? Shannon's lack of discipline and plain old common sense got everybody shaking their heads. Cat tried to school him, literally sat there and gave him a free warning, and Shannon still fumbled the bag. And guess what? This drama runs way deeper. So let's break down what's really going on. In case you've been out of the loop, Shannon Sharpe is staring down a $50 million civil lawsuit filed in Clark County, Nevada by an OnlyFans model named Gabriella Zuniga. The lawsuit accuses Shannon of graping Gabriella not once, but twice during their short-lived fling. She's also claiming he emotionally and verbally abused her, filmed their private moments without her permission, and even made threats against her life.
Then how did she get this tape that Tony Busby has that he's threatening to show 3 minutes and Shannon is saying show the whole 10 minutes if he did it without her consent? And how did she get in her possession? Somebody answer that for me. Put in the comments.
According to the legal papers, Shannon first crossed paths with Gabriella at a gym in Los Angeles back in 2023 when he was 54 years old, and she was just 19. Man, the age gap alone is already wild, even if everything was supposedly consensual. This is...
You see what I'm saying? And like Undercover News Network said, right? He said I had a good point, because look at that. They making her out to be this little baby, right? Let's ride. The first time I seen them do that was when Monica Lewinsky, right, was getting into it or getting it on with the President Clinton. They kept calling her a baby. But at the same time, you know, you had Malvo that was like 15 at the time that was being influenced by a stepfather to be the DC hyper. But he was being treated as an adult. But she got on her knees and she's treated like a baby. Somebody put in the comments, somebody explain this to me. I'm really confused. That's why my head is on a swivel, if you want to know. All right.
This is some straight up predatory behavior. Think about it. This girl was just 16 during COVID. Let that marinate for a second. She's even younger than Shannon Sharpe's youngest kid. She could straight up be his granddaughter. That
good point. But when we're talking about with Shannon and this female, I don't want none of you rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls think that I'm consenting to him being 54 with a 19-year-old, even though we see Hugh Hefner and everybody else do it. But I mean, I'm not condoning that, because like you said, my granddaughter's like 12, 13. And I would feel creepy, my granddaughter turning 18, 19, and I'm talking to somebody my granddaughter's age. When I'm looking at my my granddaughter, I'm seeing this girl, I'm looking at her and seeing my granddaughter. I mean, that joint would just kind of freak me out. What would that do to y'all? See, I'm asking y'all a lot of questions. I'm trying to get some engagement because this is alive to see where you at right now. And we got 300 people in the back and in 14 minutes. Right? But could we get the likes up? Let me hit the intro so y'all can hit the likes and keep up. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Let's keep it moving. Hit the like button, keep the party moving. You not donating, at least hit the like button. That's free. That don't cost you nothing on a Friday. All right, it wasn't that hard, right? Thank y'all for hitting the like button, man. But that's how we do it.
The fact alone is already making people's skin crawl. But trust me, it gets even weirder when you hear the type of twisted stuff Shannon was into. Turns out, Gabriella was pretty much a paid worker. Yeah, it was that type of setup. In fact, one of the text messages Shannon himself dropped trying to prove everything was consensual showed Gabriella asking for $25,000 for each cheek. You heard that.
And now she's suing them after asking for $25K a cheek. Y'all tell me if this should be permissible or not. Somebody tell me something, because I'm confused. Somebody text you and say, y'all, give me 25,000 cheek and I'm gonna put on a dog collar and you can put the leash on and you control me, you do what you want to do. And then they tell you, lay back, let me stick my tongue so deep up in where it don't belong. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? And then they turn around and they say, oh, he raped me. Does that make sense to you, or is it just me? But like Nikki said, that's, her word against his. But we see what's going on, even in the lawsuit. She said in text saying that she wanna give him rim jobs. And now she's big. Somebody help me understand this, man. Please. Who gonna help me understand this?
That right, each cheek, but that ain't even the half of it. Other texts had Gabriella telling Shannon she wanted him to put a big black baby in her.
What?
And even saying she wanted to put her tongue in his brown balloon knot, if you catch my drift.
Did you hear that? She said she wanted to put her tongue in his brown balloon knot for a price. And then said she was raped. Does that make sense to y'all? Somebody let me know.
It's becoming more and more clear to me, in my opinion, that he has a race fetish. He has a fetish for that type of dynamic. Think about it. This was a 19-year-old white woman when he met her. I don't know any 19-year-old white woman that's running around hollering about a big black baby and baby gravy.
Let's be real. Ain't nobody believing this 19-year-old girl was genuinely into Shannon like that.
Shannon was a 54-year-old big black grown-ass man from the backwoods of Georgia. Gravy sound like some shit he's familiar with.
It's crystal clear she was just playing along because Shannon was out here making some wild race play requests. And
big black babies, he probably seen a few in his day. Born in the backwoods of Georgia where he grew up with his grandma and all the other folks. But I just don't think that came from her. Now, is she repeating it back in those text messages? Yes, that's why he released her messages, not his. Peep that. Okay, we haven't seen what his responses was. And I guarantee you, when they post those messages, y'all gonna see all of that race started with him.
Now, whether this whole thing between Shannon and Gabriella stayed consensual the whole time or it crossed the line somewhere down the road,
it's a fetish. He could only play that kind of stuff out with a young girl. He couldn't, like MoNique was trying to tell him, get an older gal. Older gal ain't going for that. They was going to immediately know he was a freak and a weirdo. A 19-year-old. Don't know that. That's why she repeating it back to him, because he said it to her first.
that's going to be up for the courts to figure out. But one thing's for sure, Shannon's looking real bad in all of this right now.
older men, that's why they tend to want to be with younger women. They're more impressionable. They can mold them. They can shape them to be what they want them to be.
Oh man, I didn't have the mic on. You didn't hear that. That's my bag. That's my bag. That's my bag. You know what I mean? That's definitely my bag. So I'm gonna break that down, right? Thank you to Queen Hinton for the super chat. Yo, but I'm gonna break that down. What I say, 'cause I think the mic was on, right? What I said was that, you know, the end of the cold thing was she was 17 years old, right? She was 17 years old. She got with a man 86 years old. She wanted to marry him. She had a baby. The baby turned out to be from somebody else, but the 86-year-old man name was down with it as a father or whatever. So when the 86-year-old man dies, he was worth $480 million, right? So Ann Nicole inherited $400, but his living biological kids that were like 70, 80 years old, you know, they came up out of nowhere, not 80, but, you know, they were like 70 years old, 60 something, 70 years old men, ball spot and all that. He stepped up and said, hold up, how you going to get his hook him out? A father or her earned money, but they was married. So they fought, and then she had her advisor that she was with, and come to find out that her lawyer or advisor, whatever he was, he winds up, you know, turning out to be the father of the baby because she wound up dying, and then he came in to get custody of the baby so that he could try and get to the bag, you know what I mean, that she was supposed to have from being married to this tycoon. So that's the history with that. Thank you again for the donation. Let's keep this back moving. But if they say something I don't agree with, I got to speak on it. And we got to get these like buttons up, man. I ain't going to play the intro, the outro yet. I'm going to ask you nicely to please just go hit that like button. Let's get it going. Now, that's when they said they couldn't hear nothing because I had it on the thing. Thanks for always keeping me on point. Because I just came home out of prison. I done learned how to work this YouTube. I know how to do all this stuff on YouTube. That's how I'm running all this myself. So I might, you know, forget here and there. You know how it is for us old goats. You know what I mean? So just bear with me. All right. But thank you for letting me know, Pam. All right.
Do what they want them to do. You let him come to a 40 or 50-year-old woman talking about put a big black baby and baby gravy. We gonna be looking like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, that started with him. Mark my words, it's gonna come out. But that race stuff started with Shannon.
And it keeps getting worse. Gabriella's lawyer, Tony Busby, went ahead and leaked an audio recording, and it's nasty. In it, Shannon can be heard threatening to choke Gabriella. The convo sounds messy on both ends, almost like she was setting him up, trying to bait him into saying some crazy stuff about a big black man choking a small white woman.
See, that's what I'm saying. Hold up. Let me say
what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy choke small white woman.
You could tell he was only playing, right? Right, let's ride. You can tell he only playing, right? And right now I got to get these rat bastards and flip-flop in public trolls that's going to try and say, oh, Unique, you're defending or whatever. But, you know, and no disrespect to the ladies, right? But I got to keep it 100, right? Check it out. Now, he's talking about choking in public. That didn't sound like he was threatening or whatever. And I'm not defending it. I'm just trying to analyze what's going on and make a rational decision about what's really going on with this situation. So now, you know, when he said that he might choke in public, they into freaky, kinky games anyway. We know this. You know what I mean? So how you know that when he's saying that it's like because big black anaconda and little fish mouth, you know what I mean? Just figure that out. You know what I mean? Why did it have to be that he was going to physically put his hands on her instead of choking her out with their ex-plays? Somebody put in the comments. We got enough ladies here to let me know what's going on. Wait, don't tell me y'all still can't hear it. Hold up. This must be old. All right. Oh, yeah, those are old. Y'all can hear me now, right? Put in the comments you could hear me the same way you said you couldn't hear me. Let me know what's going on. All right?
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do what you did to me.
Okay, well...
Well, what?
But the real messed up part, Shannon sounded like he was actually into it. And that's got everybody side-eyeing him like a straight-up creep. Like I said, this whole convo between Shannon and Gabriella is just plain weird from beginning to end. The way they talk, it almost sounds like some twisted role play back and forth. But here's the thing. Gabriella might have baited him into those wild statements. They recorded it all, and now she's flipping the script, saying it wasn't all consensual. Still, let's keep it real.
Do y'all think she might have just did that? Somebody let me know, man. Y'all can hear me now? Okay, I think they said we could hear you. Yeah, can hear you. All right. So somebody let me know what you think about that. Y'all believe that she secretly recorded so she can flip it and bring it back on? Do you think that a 19-year-old child would really do something like that? Do you think a 19-year-old child's mind is developed enough to know to grab the, audio so that they could come back and sue? Thank Black Bolt, and beautiful. Somebody let me know, man. I don't know, because she's a baby. I can't see her doing that. Could y'all see her doing that?
Shannon's only got himself to blame. Like, seriously, how are you pushing 60 and still chasing 19-year-olds like they ain't gonna run game on you?
Word. Yo, listen. And that's the problem, right, with dudes my age. Dudes my age, they start thinking that because people is younger, we live longer, we feel wiser, and we think that they're not wise. The first time, because we riding. The first time I learned this was I was in Lump Park, California, and I was there with my man, Big Kaz, you know what I mean? Out of rolling 60s out of California, Sea Dog brother. So me and Kaz up in there, and them boys just came out. I think it was the boys that's crying that they've been raped themselves. One of them new little bands, but they was making real mature romantic songs. And I was like, man, they got good writers. And my man was like, nah, they wrote that. I said, dude, they like 14 years old. He said, yo, the world is changing out there. 14-year-old is like us when we was 20 back then. And this was all the way back in 2002 before the social media really boomed. So he's explaining to me that, things change and this is what it is now. And I couldn't even believe it. But, that's how I first learned that. And Shannon, they trying to say that Shannon thinking he could run game on this young girl. Nah, your minds is different. So it's like two magnets trying to come together like this. They push it and just won't touch. That's what a over 50 and a 19-year-old is. There's nothing to talk about. Yo, Shannon, if you was paying for the only sex 19-year-old, right? First of all, you should have sent it Cashbox, right? Good, it's a plug for Cashbox. You should have sent it Cashbox. If you would have sent it Cashbox, we know about the ghost box. But when she asked for the $25K cheek, right? I know you went ahead and paid. But if you would have told her, look, I'm just going to put that on Cashbox, And while you're there with her, you put it on Cashbox. She see it. She said, bet, I got it. She give you the cheeks. When y'all are done, you leave. You go back about your business. And then now you get a phone call from her and she's screaming, what? You know what I mean? And you be like, what are you talking about? She said, I went to get the money and the money wasn't there after you sent the money, And he said, nah, well, I changed my mind. I said, what? But you can't do that with the other apps. Well, I'm with Cashbox. With Cashbox, I keep the power until I'm ready to release the power. So Cashbox is like, they put a mirror in front of you saying, here's the money. And you think, I got him. And now you don't want to perform. Or now you perform. But then after you perform or you don't perform and you run off with the money, here he goes sitting back laughing after he done got what he bought it for, and you done ran off, think you did something slick. And then he just hit a button saying, resend. I don't want to give him nothing. That's why once I break down what Cashbox is, you'll know that when someone sends you the money, you need to let them know right there, hold up, let me accept this money with you on the phone or with you present. Bong. And then now he's looking like, damn, Unique Mecca audio done filtering on Cashbox. I couldn't get it for free. Okay, so now he had to give it to her. Bong. All right? Just so you understand how this goes.
The lack of self-control is insane. And the fact that Shannon didn't see any of this coming, that's just embarrassing. And now he's trying to spin it like he's the victim, pulling the black man being targeted card, saying Gabriella's lawyer, Tony Busby, only comes after successful black men. Even if there's...
Do y'all believe that? Do y'all feel that Tony Busby only go after black men? I don't got Tony Busby doing that. Somebody tell me if they believe that.
Some truth in that. How you gonna play the victim when you the one who asked a white girl to act out race play?
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
Yo, does he look like a he cipher, monkey cipher right there telling? Could you believe that he ought to fit? I didn't even, I mean, before this came out, I didn't even think he was interested in females the way the social media had him going. Somebody tell me what you think about that, because right now everybody's yelling, oh, he did this. Like now he's a straight heterosexual. But last week he was a he cipher, monkey cipher. Somebody explain that to me. All right.
This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
Shannon's trying to cry foul while ignoring the fact that he paid this girl to straight up degrade him, and now he wants the pup.
I don't think I heard him deny that. You know, he paid for all of that. He just said that it was consensual, and that's saying that he took it. And Tony Busby is saying that she could charge him 99 times, and that 100th time, even though she pay him, she have the right to say no. Let's keep it moving, but I want to talk about this. What can we expect from a 20-year-old? Let us not forget her brain still isn't fully developed. Angie, I gotta agree to disagree. You're right. Her brain isn't fully developed until 25. But at the same time, with all this social media access and violent video games for the dudes and the females, that's where you get, they're smarter than we were because they're experiencing more without even leaving the comfort of their house. They can sit in their house and see everything they want to see, on one of these phones. It's that simple. So somebody explain that to me so I understand. All right. So it ain't fully developed, but they smart as a mother. Like Big Cass told me in Long Park about them young. I think it was B2K or one of them. We said, man, them dudes are smooth. They older, they faster. They doing the same things we was doing at 22 while they 14. So that's how they capable of writing them songs. Let's get back to it. Now look at Shannon, right?
Public to feel bad because the narrative's making him look like a stereotype? Nah, that's not how this works. And peep this. Shannon already tried to get ahead of the storm by saying Busby was about to release private footage that plays into every stereotype. So now we're supposed to act shocked when it drops? Come on. He literally handed over the ammo himself and now wants sympathy after turning himself into a punchline? Let's not forget, this the same Shannon who built his platform clowning black women for years.
Why is this lady, her name is Gabriella, talking about, yeah, I want you to put a big black baby in me? Is that what people that date outside their race do? Is that what y'all do? Are y'all into race play? Like, I feel like there's probably in the bedroom doing like slave. I mean, I don't feel like that's too far-fetched. She talking about put a big black baby in me. Like, what I don't get it. What is going on? He needs to address that. The lawsuit, address why the hell she was saying that and why you were allowing that. Because after she said that, you should have cussed her to what is going on?
But now that he's in hot water, he wants that same community to back him up. Nah, bro, people ain't going for it. Right now, the only folks riding for Shannon are delusional older dudes who still think young girls are really into them for real.
Listen, the way Shannon Sharpe is moving, right? Granted, he's rich, famous, cool, he's successful in that aspect, but bro, when it comes to a love life, that is not the life I want to live. I do not want to be 54, 40 plus years old or 54 years old, sleeping with 19-year-old women.
Meanwhile, everybody else online is roasting him, calling it what it is, and dragging him for being reckless, out of touch, and just plain weird.
Sleeping with women that only want to use me for what I can provide. Dealing with women that could potentially mess up my career, my future, or cause me so much stress. When it comes to dealing with multiple women, there's always problems. It's messy. I want to be as drama-free as possible for as long as possible.
And it ain't just fans.
All that sound good until that little sexy Gabriella hit you up in the DM and say, come put a dog collar on me and walk me around your living room and I'll lick anything you put in front of me. Then we'll see where you at. I'm just saying, let's keep it moving.
Hands doing the clowning. Don't forget, Cat Williams literally tried to warn Shannon last year on Club Shay Shay. He sat right across from him talking about how dangerous things can get when dealing with white women.
That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. Come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared.
Yo, right now, as he's telling this to Shannon Sharpe is in a relationship with Gabriella, the same woman that took him down. So how do you think Cat Williams feel right now? How do you think Cat Williams feel knowing that he tried to warn him? And you don't think Cat is like this big dummy? Sound like Fred Sanford from Stanford and Son talking to Lamont. You know? I mean, a man that's like, here at Unique, let's ride. Here at Unique Mecca Audio, I come and I give y'all horror stories that I went through that I'm traumatically screwed up. I know I'm got a lot of trauma. I know I'm screwed up. Before I get in an argument with someone, I'm at a place in my life where I say, what did I do? I evaluate my actions before I react to their actions. And these are the type of jewels that I give you here at Unique Mecca Audio. Before you blame someone for doing something or get mad because they did something, ask yourself using empathy, why did they do that? Why did they do that? If they're just a big dummy, then you can't get mad at a big dummy for doing what a big dummy does. But if it's somebody that you know better, and they play these games, now it's a whole nother story. Yo, we're gonna go. This is what we're gonna do right now, Rob. We're gonna go and play the outro while the outro is playing, because my man is saying, Sean Barton is saying, I'm pretty sure that have been getting likes, right? Whatever that emoji is. Saying that because after I hit like, I didn't even see that it was added. So right now, please, I'm going to play the outro so y'all hear my little joint that my man, rest in peace, Dot did. I'm coming right back, and everybody hit like, and we finish this joint. All right? Could I get that love out of y'all right now? Please. All right?
Cheers, cheers, the crime.
Hit that like button, coming right back. Hit that like button. We in the club Friday night. We getting ready to party.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it.
All right, so now we back. All right, the numbers is up. We got 1,200 people in the building already, right? Share this video, hit the like button. Let's keep it moving. Let's finish hearing what Cat got to say. I'm getting ready to go out. I just wanted to give y'all something early in the morning. So I'm giving you a live so you could take this and ride till the night when I give you the Nancy Grace. So be looking for the Nancy Grace the night that I'm going to do, because she broke down the Diddy case from her point of view. And you already know Nancy Grace's point of view. That's why I love her. Round of applause to Nancy Grace. All right, relax. Nancy Grace interview is not a Nancy Grace interview until Unique Mecca Audio reacts to it. So I'm gonna give you this joint tonight, and you better tune in, because we're gonna get to the serious points. You know, like they said, Whatever happened to Anna Nicole and this 86-year-old man that left the 480 million? Why he wasn't charged with anything or even ostracized for being with a woman with a child from she was 17 years old? But here's Diddy with a bunch of people that he paid. Here's Shannon with a female that he paid. And now they're on trial, whether it's civil or criminal. Let's keep it moving.
Could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
And if you watch Shannon's face during that moment, that wasn't just awkward. That was a man realizing someone was calling him out to his face.
So I stayed away from that. And remember, I told you the story from when I'm in the park.
Yeah.
So these are just the things. I had all of those when I came in. I already was ready for that.
And it wasn't just Kat sounding the alarm. MoNique pulled up on Club Shay Shay not long after Kat's interview went viral, and she had a warning too. She straight up told Shannon to stop messing with women way younger than him.
6-year-old girl, you don't need no 36-year-old girl. I know. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your get your.
And this big dumbass had the nerve to say, I do. Man, get a girl your age and relax, dog.
Old out there that can love you old.
You know, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna keep it right. I'm gonna just keep it right. We're gonna ride. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. I know the ladies is here. We already got rid of the rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public trolls because I gave them the 3-second timeout, but we're gonna give it to them one more time. Take that with you on the way out. Now, I'm going to give it to you raw. Shannon thinking, right, because this is how it was back in the old days, right? Because I know one of my homies, and all he dealt with was what they called nowadays only fan girls. But back then, we called them P-toots. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Now, I asked him, I said, dog, why do you keep paying for this? He said, because it comes with no baggage, you. I said, what do you mean no baggage? He said, I pay her to lay down, freak me off, get dressed, pay her money, and I'm gone. And she keeps her baggage. But if I get in a relationship with her, now I'm acquiring her baggage. So he said, I'm trying to do is bust a nut, so let me just get this out, give her this 200, and I'm out. But then nowadays, these dudes getting so much money, they paying 25 grand a cheek. And then these girls get this money, and they spend it like they're the NFL stars running up the field that they just, jerked out the money. And then here they go running the Cashbox, to send money to their boyfriend back home to tell them that they inherited this from their rich uncle. Shannon. But Cashbox is going to take over. Just be on the lookout. If y'all want to know about it, put it. If y'all are interested in how Cashbox work, as far as you send the money, it stay in a virtual vault. When the person go to accept the money, it's like a 2-step notification. It come back and notify you that they picking up the money, so you can verify that it's them that you intended to send the money to, and that's the right amount. And if it's not that person, you can pull that money back, change the amount, and send it to anybody else you want, even after they accepted it. You tell me you don't want that in your life. If you don't want that in your life, then you need to be like Shannon and go get a squally. All right, let's keep it moving.
You're trying to hang out with these young, and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Told you. I told you. I told you. You ain't tell me.
And now that we've seen the timeline.
Yo, I can see Shannon telling Cap that now. You ain't telling me that. Man, go play the tape back. He said, man, I didn't know you were serious. I thought we were just doing that to get that 90 million views so I could make that 5 million and not give you nothing because you agreed to do it for nothing. Come on, dog.
Line from the lawsuit, it's clear as day. Shannon was already wrapped up with that of Model when both Kat and MoNique sat across from him on that show. That man was knee-deep in drama while two legends tried to school him live on camera. But here's the red flag. Instead of listening, Shannon was just sitting there giggling like none of it applied to him. MoNique was dropping real wisdom and he treated it like a joke. Now look, it's all crashing down on him. And let's be real. Whether or not those court allegations hold up, one thing's for sure. Shannon's rep out here is cooked. What's wild is how fast everything flipped for Shannon. 1 minute, he's the internet's favorite uncle, chopping it up on podcasts, dropping fitness tips and locker room stories. Next thing you know, he's trending for all the wrong reasons. And the streets aren't being kind. People are pulling up receipts left and right, digging through old clips, old tweets, even old interviews, trying to piece together just how long Shannon's been moving reckless behind the scenes. Folks are even questioning his relationships with other women now. Suddenly, all those old jokes he made about younger women don't seem so funny anymore. They're looking more like red flags people missed. And the media ain't showing mercy either. News outlets are eating this up, and every new headline paints Shannon as the villain in his own downfall. Whether it's true or not, perception is everything. And the perception right now, it's ugly. What's even crazier? Shannon still hasn't made any real statement. No denial, no explanation, just silence. And that silence is loud. When the heat's on and you say nothing, people start assuming everything. Now here's where it gets even more disturbing. Insiders are saying this isn't the first time Shannon's been accused of shady behavior behind closed doors. Word on the street is there have been whispers for years about how he moves with women.
Like I said, there's always going to be problems. They can start a rumor about you, and it can mess your image up, it can mess your face card up, or you can even end up getting one of them pregnant. You could be on child support for 18 plus years.
But nobody ever pressed it because of his clean media image and all that inspirational talk he's known for.
Nah, nobody pressed it because they all thought he was a he cipher, monkey cipher. Why are they playing these games? They want to leave that out because they want to push the thing that he's guilty. But now they done made the Constitution that you're guilty until proven innocent when it's supposed to be you're innocent until proven guilty. Didn't y'all just say that Shannon was a he cipher, monkey cipher last week? Come on, man, make your mind up. Or maybe he's a he cipher, monkey cipher with these fetishes. We know he got these fetishes because him and Gabriella both came out and said what time it is. But I mean, you know, when he said he was going to choke her out, do y'all think that he mean physically choke her out? Or do you think he mean anacondally choke her out? Somebody explain that to me.
I said the same thing about Future a few months ago, and y'all was like, "Nah, bro, Future can never be lame. He's not lame for doing this. Future is lame for doing the same thing Shannon Sharpe is doing, and a bunch of men are doing, period, in general. We make sleeping around as men cool. Like, just being super reckless cool as men, and it's not cool."
But I know, but see, no disrespect, homie, because we got to ride on that. You know, when you young, you know what I mean? Your testosterone is kicking, and that's what you want to do as a man. And then the female, they little things start itching and, you know, getting moist. And they got their things they want to do. So you young, you know, without the proper guidance, you act on it. And that's the problem right there. But because they didn't have the proper guidance and it might take them a little longer to get everything in order, that don't mean that they're not going to get right at all. You know what I mean? That don't mean that they're not going to get right because they sleeping around, but they sleeping around because they know no better, you know, because you got whooped early and found that right woman that knew how to whoop that trick and put you in check to tie you down so you don't sleep around. She gets a round of applause for making you a man. Not just the man you are, but a man. Round of applause to her. All right, round of applause, round of applause. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. Yo, but check it out, Rob. But at the same time, because other brothers might not have learned yet, you don't look down on them. You take your time and you enlighten them. And that's what we're doing at Unique Mecca Audio. I don't try and dog nobody on my channel. That's why I got I don't have it. I thought I had the plaque over here. I would have showed y'all the plaque. That's why I got my little 100,000, you know, plaque. Because I'm not trying to go to beef with nobody on social media because there's nothing beneficial from that. There's no bloodshed from a text. Until you see the person hiding, you don't even know who it is because YouTube allows you to use some crazy name. And that's the way that is.
Fans online are not the only ones clowning Shannon for being a weirdo.
But now, the mask is cracking. People are looking back at how quick he was to clown others for their relationship drama.
All right, he said, what's Cashbox? Let's ride. All right, Cashbox is going to revolutionize the app that just flashed on the screen. With Cashbox, it's the same way you send money with Zelle, Vimo, you know, Cash App. You send out, you know, how you send money. They're getting into that field, but they patented a virtual vault and with that virtual vault, that means that when you send the money to someone, before they accept the money, the virtual vault gets alerted and then alerts the sender, and then the sender could now accept it and say, let them get it, or they could say, no, they can't get it. And this is after they accept it. When they accept it, it's not released yet with Cashbox. So that's why I want to know if y'all feel that this is something you need in your life. You know how much time, listen, Rod, let's ride. I'm talking to my man one day, Rod. So my man says, he gets a phone call and somebody said, yo, I need you to send some money to my girl because I don't have Cash App, and I hit you off with the $100 when I see you. So he's sitting and say, all right, what's the Cash App? He gives it to him, $sign, blah, blah, blah. He does what he got to do. Now he sends the money, and when he sends the money, the man calls back and said his girl never got the money. When he looked at it, he realized that he sent it to one of his squallies. So he called his squally to say, yo, you know, I sent that little $100 to you, you know, that was for somebody else, send it back. She said, wrong number. And then told him, you should have used Cashbox. If you would have used Cashbox, once you saw that I went to accept the money, you would have been able to stop the money and put the money back and did what you wanted to do with it. But you did not get Cashbox. So now you're out. Let's keep it moving. That's Cashbox. Y'all put in the comment if you'll be interested in something like that. It's coming out June 1st. Be on the lookout. Fire.
When behind the scenes, he was living in his own mess. And don't forget, this man was quick to judge folks on his shows, calling out athletes and celebs for lacking accountability. And now
hold up, let's get that straight. Cashbox don't do nothing illegal. All this by Cashbox doesn't remove the transaction from your account. No, listen, so you understand. Cashbox is nothing illegal. It's a straight up, check it out. This is the way Cashbox works. When, you know, you send it ghost box, that just means that it don't show who the money came from, so you can send the money anonymously. You know who sent it, but if someone looks in your phone, they can't see that you got money sent. So if, you know, if your squally is with, you know, the trick that she called her man, and, you know, she looks in the phone and Shannon looks over and he sees that Jay-Z sent her some money. You know, now he's like, yo, what are you doing? Why Jay-Z send you some money? To prevent having to even explain any of that, that's when you do it ghost box, where it don't show up in the feed in the transaction. All right, Corey Athena, do you understand that? Did that make sense? Did that clarify? If y'all got any more Cashbox questions, put it up. Let's get back to this. All right, because this is sponsored by Cashbox, so I'm rocking out. I'm putting y'all on it because it's coming in June. Don't say I didn't tell you about it. You got it right here, Unique Mecca Audio, man. You sleep, you weep, you send the money to the wrong squally, you can't get it back. You use any other app other than Cashbox.
Here he is, ducking and dodging the moment his own name is in headlines. And the real kicker? Gabriella's legal team is pushing for more evidence to be released. Audio, texts, videos, all of it. If that stuff hits the internet, it could be game over. Shannon's career, his public image, even his business deals, all hanging by a thread right now. At this point, the court might not even need a verdict. The public already made up their minds, and what they're saying, it ain't looking good for Shannon at all. And don't get it twisted. This case isn't just shaking up Shannon's world, it's sending shockwaves through the whole sports media scene. Now, every brand he's tied to is watching this situation unfold with wide eyes. The question ain't just, is he guilty? It's, is he too toxic to touch right now?
Hey, yo, check, right? Corey, I see Corey won't go back and forth. I like Corey. Yo, you need to just call in and we could just talk about it on the phone, but I'm going to answer this. Look, like I said, Cashbox don't do nothing illegal. All right, so your question is, even if it's ghost on one end, all she has to do is order forensic. No one is, it's not that type of party, dog. You know what I mean? You could go get anything. No one is saying that Cashbox is hiding your money from the government or hiding the money from whoever. Cashbox is just for you to send your money anonymously because you want to give somebody something and you don't want to, you know, you don't need to get your flowers for it. You know, you don't even want them to know you sent it. You just want to make their situation better. so you do it. That's what, you know, the ghost box is for. I'm just making up these different scenarios to have fun with it, to give you a better clarification of how it can be used. So if something sounds wrong, left, whatever, just know I'm going to explain to you the right way to do it. But these are different scenarios that you make them work to how you need it to work to make you transact your money safely, where you stay in control of your money, even after they accept it. So back to what you said, you saying like if it's a ghost, like it's like you want to debate, and I don't have a problem with that. Feel free to call the number on the screen. I'm going to put that up in a couple of minutes, and we could talk about it. All right?
Sponsors don't play when it comes to controversy, especially...
Yo, he was with that little girl? Hold up, man. Hold up. Oh, I got to play that back. Hold up. Look at this. I got to freeze this.
Touch right now. Sponsors don't play when it comes to controversy.
Yo, I got to move this out the way. Hold up, man. Let me move this out the way so you can see this. And now I got to get out the way. Hold up. Y'all got to see this, man. This is what Shannon Sharpe was with. Yo, Shannon, you getting ready to get, you know, if you're not careful, in a Diddy situation that he's starting on Monday. If you go in the courtroom with your big and that little girl goes in the courtroom, if that's her, if it look like that, somebody tell, hold on.
See, especially when it involves a young woman and this kind of graphic drama. Whispers are already floating around that a few companies are quietly distancing themselves. Press kits pulled, promo campaigns paused, and deals getting reevaluated. That's usually corporate code for we're out. Meanwhile, fans who used to ride hard for Shannon are torn. Some are shocked, others feel betrayed. And then there's the crowd that saw this coming a mile away. The receipts, the silence, the energy he's put out over the years. It's all starting to make sense to them now. And Gabriella, she's not backing down. Her legal team says they've only just begun. More leaks might drop, more details might surface, and if what's coming next is worse than what we've already seen, then Shannon's downfall is just getting started. Now let's keep it real. Shannon Sharpe is out here exposed for being into race play and chasing women younger than his own kids. So the next time he jumps on a mic trying to give life advice like he's some wise OG, just remember, that credibility is gone, wiped clean.
You see what he's saying? He's saying his credibility is gone and wiped clean, all because of an accusation that he wasn't even found guilty of. And when I say guilty, it don't have to be criminal. It can mean guilty under civil court because they go into trial. And they're already pushing that his career is over. You see how this thing works? Put yourself in Shannon's shoes. Have some empathy. To be put in that situation and then have people talk about you like this. And he may be guilty of sin. He's even saying he did it 99 times. So no one is defending it. I'm just saying, don't just go there because you don't know. It's his word against her word.
The internet's not holding back. And honestly, nobody's feeling sorry for him. People are clowning him from every angle, saying the same thing over and over. He should have listened to Cat Williams when he had the chance. Cat tried to warn him right to his face. And now Shannon's living the consequences in full HD. He made his bed. Now he's got to lay in that mess. And folks online are ruthless. One fan even said, when Cat told Shannon he had an unnatural allegiance to losers, little did he know Shannon is the shepherd of losers. Another straight up said, this ain't no grand conspiracy to bring down a successful black man. This is what happens when a man in his 50s keeps making dumb choices. And that's the part people...
We got that. But at the same time, so men in their 50s, there's other races and cultures don't make these mistakes because all we see is black men. It's just a question. Somebody put it up there. I'm getting ready to put the phone number up on the screen in a minute. You know what I mean? Let's get this thing moving.
People can't get over, even if he's innocent of the worst claims. What's a grown man doing wrapped up with barely legal girls and of models in the first place? That ain't oppression. That's peak arrogance. But I want to hear what you think. Is Shannon done for good? Is this just a messy setup or did he dig a straight up creep? Like I said.
Now, Cat Williams warned this man. So the phone number is on the screen. I'm going to take phone calls for a minute, then I'm out of here. So if y'all trying to call in, that's where we at. But what do you think about this with Shannon Sharpe? Somebody let me know, because I'm real confused at what's going on right now. All right, so let's read some of these questions so you can see what's up. He likes to pitch and coach. Okay. No sympathy for Shannon. These brothers think they're safe, but when you get big money as a black man, they're watching for the takedown. Who's they? The females? 20-year-old would be more bold than a 40-year-old. And you exactly right. You know what I mean? CJ Brooks, All right, facts and receipts, you know what it is. All right, let's go. Did you just say, was he gay last week? Send me to the moon. No, I'm just keeping it 100. Last week, he was supposed to be, he's cyber monkey cyber. This week now, I'm just baffled. And they lie about their ages on dating apps. Okay, let's keep it moving. Me too, I agree to disagree. That's Belinda. A 20-year-old chick is more mature than a 20-year-old dude. What Belinda is speaking on is when I said that, you know, or when they said that, female put in a comment saying that a female's mind is not developed till 25, like she's still a child. And I'm letting them know that even when they're younger, that's why I use the B2K analogy. Even when they're younger, they're exposed to more nowadays than we were back then. And if you go back to the 60s or even the 70s, because I remember when they didn't even have tampons on TV. And next thing you know, Oscar De La Hoya got the, you know, tampon to advertise at one of his fights. That's the first time they ever put a feminine product at a, you know, in a boxing match. You know, that was at, you know, what they call them, Pretty Boy De La Hoya, because they know a lot of females was watching them. So tampon said, let me put some money up there. They would have never had no feminine things with the females leaking and all this that they showing on TV now. They would never did that. I remember when they took Ellen DeGeneres off the show for kissing another female. But this is how times have changed, and there's laws from back then, and they're using those laws from back then, from all those decades ago, they're bringing them back to bring them down now. That's what it is. They're using yesterday's laws to challenge today's morals. I think I said that real good. Round of applause to me. Round of applause to me, man. Round of applause to me. All right. Let me get back to this. All right. Now, Shannon was warned when that audio leak with Michelle. That was a threat. He's colorblind and not seeing the red flags. Like that. And I want to thank Lunch Break Chronicles for the super chat donation. You know what I mean? I don't understand why everybody don't understand the game is supposed to be played. Like I said, okay, let's do the intro. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to play the intro real quick before I do this, before I tap out. When I just hit the like button before I go out. Show some love if y'all enjoyed the show. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Make an audio. So that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. The likes is going up. Everything going up. We looking like we supposed to look. But now I want to get to some of these right here, laughing out loud. I just like to let the people that put their comments up see the people see their comment, provoking them lust demons. How can anyone want to be keeping company with people who can't even hold an adult conversation? No, that's what I'm saying. Shannon screwed up when he tried to keep company with her. You're supposed to hit it and move. You know what I mean? If she's over age, she's selling it, you want to buy it. That's like saying a 54-year-old man can't buy a 19-year-old car. Shannon just wanted to take it for a test drive. That's all, you know? And if he would have paid with Cashbox, he could have used Ghostbox and told her she lied until they dug it up and found out that he was a trick. All right, let's keep it moving. Next one. How is it you have OnlyFans at 18 but can't buy alcohol? Damn good question. Damn good question. Bigger BX. Facts. Lust demon is real, a part of initiations. What's a lust demon? Somebody call and tell me what that is. Saying upset some people, powerful people. Yeah, you know, that always happens because they keep them under the cloak, right? See, they be under the, let's ride. They be protected by the powers that's eating off of them, you know? And then when they get out of step, let's say, then they chastise them. They might get caught for DWI, but when you go all the way out, you wind up with these lawsuits. So something he did to piss somebody off. Some people say he doesn't like being black. I can see that. Shannon needed them thick, weak buns. It's nothing wrong with trying the different shades. Yeah, but her buns is not thick, and I didn't see her looking that big. But you know, she looked like a baby. Like she was still developing. But that was a good one, Ovek. Bigger. Get them likes up. Bigger said it right. And make sure you subscribe at Mecca Audio TV, Juanita Mecca Audio TV, and Unique Mecca Audio Prison Story to catch my prison stories for those of y'all just coming. There you go. Thank you for hitting the like lunch break. That's what I'm saying. Show some love, man. 44 likes. Oh my God, y'all chewing me bad. I'm definitely getting ready to get out of here. Let me run through this so I can get up out of here. I can't even get a like, and a like is free. Is all the recording even legal? Nah, it ain't. It don't even matter if it's legal or illegal, because they don't even need a court of law. They need it on social media court for court of public opinion. You know, so that's what it is. Ovek, 25 grand a cheek is diabolical. Yo, that's crazy. He could have bought every female in the projects for that. You know, every female of age in the projects would have been standing in line for him to have his pick. You know, come on, man. Shalom, Unique Mecca Audio, mods, anyone. Yeah, that for, let me see if I can make you a mod, homie. I'll do this. I think I do it when I'm done. Yeah, I can't do it for now. If y'all trying to be a mod, put in a comment under the main video that you want to be a moderator, and I can make you a moderator from there. You can put it here, and I'll try and go back and find this. All right. The sad part is that he's tight money on this would never had happened. She didn't have an NDA. All right, let's see what this long chat is about. All right. Finger red button, 1 million UL private eye. You trying to just get some free bull crap right there. You see, I ain't got no problem with do the advertising. Dude, you act. You don't put up no crazy crap like that. Now, let me go up here, see if I can this is what I'm going to do to show you how I play. You know what I mean? I'm going to ban this user and delete their comment. Watch this comment go. I'm going to ban you for even trying to advertise like that. You didn't even put up a comment, dog. Ask me before you do that. For that, I'm letting you know right now, you banned. All right? I just banned you, so you gone. I don't care about your subscription. I already done deleted. I done, deleted and blocked over 100,000 scumbags already. Don't try putting nothing up without asking. I say your name. I let you come up here. I wear your joint. Come on, dog. That didn't make no sense. You know what I mean? I can't get no money. They won't let me get no money. God, cat burglar. Oh man, what's the matter? You can't fit in the window? Just a joke, dude. Get out the people window. All right. What I'm gonna do is go. Oh man, you talking crazy. I'm getting ready to ban you. You keep that up. I don't need your talk up here. Stop it, cat burglar. Stop it. I don't know if you joking or not, but we ain't gonna joke like that because it's a serious conversation. Trying to wake the people up, man. So we don't do that. I get it. I'm just saying, as a sender from your personal account, the transaction is traceable, but as a receiver, the transaction is nameless. Got it. You see how smart. Current that you got it, my brother. But be on the lookout for Cashbox. People won't know who sent it, but the individual does help you not getting caught by the main piece, getting money from the side piece. See, now y'all got it. Now y'all round of applause to y'all for understanding Cashbox. Y'all, and yo, Trap, they got it, Trap. Yo, Trap, they got it, Trap. All right, they got it. Yo, Omar, Ramaya, they finally got it, man. I think I'm doing a good job because they on it. This was perfect. You know what I mean? People won't know who sent it, but the individual does help you not getting caught by the main piece getting money from the side piece. Now you understand how to deal with your side piece from a street point of view. All right. I can't believe you didn't know. I didn't know what, and I probably did. There's a whole lot of things I didn't know. Don't forget, young lady, I've been in prison for 26 years, from 1993 to 2020. So I'm burnt out. I missed a lot, and I'm trying to catch up, so bear with me. All right, Juanita, that's my daughter's beautiful name, and I named her that. All right. She looked 14 and 15, definitely in that picture, if that was her. Shannon knew better. Okay, Miss Too Much. Hey, y'all, Miss Too Much, she said, nah. Shannon just thought he was slicker than fish pussy. That's all it was. He think he was fish. He was slicker than fish pussy. You know, and that stays in the water. Shannon's career is over. He wanted a baby, so he needs to go get in the crib. No big king-size beds. Definitely not. All right. Let me see. I don't think it was anything to do with race. It's about fame and power. Good point, CJ. I'm not saying it is either. All right. Somebody, it gets even deeper in the other countries. I could imagine. I saw somebody say they disagree. I saw someone say disagree. Let me see if I can find it. Shannon is battling the Mann Act. Good point. What is the number? The number is 9. Let me see. I'm going to throw it up there real quick. All right. That's how fly I am. I know how to work this joint now. That's the number right there. Bang. All right. So that's the number. She just asked for the number. So if you want to call in before I tap out, that's the number. I hope I got it on. I don't even know how to work this joint sometime. You know what I mean? But I got the phone on, so that's the number. Let's get back to this. You know what I mean? Let's ride. All right. Oh, I see that your channel has changed. So Impala just let you do what you do. 7. Lockdown publications. Okay, I see that your channel has changed. So, so I'ma just let you do what you do. Peace, God. You know what I mean? Listen, you gotta evolve, brother. You already know that because you use the 7, so you already know. You gotta evolve, man, and you gotta cater to everybody. You can't just be stuck in one corner, because then you'll be stuck in that corner with these same little people when you want to expand and you want to take the people that you already have and open their minds up like we do at Unique Mecca Audio and take them to different places and introduce them to different things like Cashbox. All right, let's keep it moving. Hit the like button. You heard what Big and BX said. Happy birthday, baby. All right, Mecca Audio. All right, and hit that Cash App. $10, $20 won't hurt nobody. You heard what he said. $10, $20 won't hurt nobody. You're being recorded. What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, this is David Ernest, man. I was just calling to say, love your show, man, and I ain't talked to you in a while. And I called to give you some bad news, man.
What happened, family?
I got the clemency on January 17, 2025.
Yeah.
My release date was scheduled for July 16, 2025.
Yeah.
They changed my release date to 2041. Can you believe that?
Get out of here. 2041?
2041.
Why?
They said that I have 2 federal sentences. They're consecutive, but they added them together and made them one total sentence of 56 years for aggregated sentence. And then they came back. When I got the clemency order only states that the total sentence was commuted to July 16, 2025. But the Federal Bureau of Prison broke it up and say, no, you only got it for the first case and not the second case. But the problem is with that, my first case, the statutory maximum sentence is 20 years. I'm going to have 29 years in. I'm going to be 9 years over the statutory max.
No, but what they saying, from what I'm getting that you're saying is that you have 2 cases, right? One carries how much time?
The first sentence, the statutory max is 20. But
Okay.
I was sentenced to 35 years.
Yeah.
Over that.
Mm-hmm. So what's the second sentence?
So
Just tell me the second sentence. I don't need to know it. Tell me the second sentence.
Assault on a federal officer.
No, sentence. How much time do you get?
21 years.
So you got 21 years for one and what, 29 for the other, or 35?
35 for the other.
And 35 for the other. Okay, so they expect you to do the 20 years, big bro, and then you start the 35. You know that. You've been in there. Where you at? The state of the Fed?
I'm in the Feds.
All right, so then you already know. They want that 20 years. When you're done with that, then they begin the 35 and whatever they cut it down to. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
He commuted the total sentence of 56 years. See, if you look on
No, but see, look, I got you what you're saying, but I'm showing you the game they playing just from the little bit you're telling me. What they saying is that he commuted this total sentence, but they probably only had one docket number in for the clemency, and they didn't put the two docket numbers. So the one that wasn't in there is the one they saying that now you got to go get clemency for again, even though he, released you on the total 56 years. But it was only one docket number. So that's the little technicality they playing. So that's what you look at. You got to show that you had both your docket numbers in that clemency for both of those cases, the 21-year case and the 35-year case. If you could show that that was in there, you could send that back to the clemency department, and let them know that the BOP is not honoring it because both of the docket numbers is in there. If the docket number is not in there, that's the game they playing. I know that because I'm going to take you for a ride real quick on a prison story. So y'all go to Unique Mecca Audio prison story for more of these. My case got overturned in 1999, but my case got overturned because in 1996, I was what they call the precedent. I was the first case that ever dealt with that issue for being a CCE, a RICO, dealing with the continuing series of violations. So when it went to the Supreme Court, they used me to deny somebody, took his case to the same Supreme Court. His name was Eddie Richardson, vice lord out of Chicago, him and his brother. So they took him to the thing. Yo, please, y'all, stop calling. I see it, 818. Let me finish this, and then you call back. You're watching this live, so I'm not going to end the convo. And you just made me, I have to go back to where I was at. Please, respect that little respect. But now, what I'm saying is, you got Eddie Richardson. They used my case to deny Eddie Richardson. Eddie Richardson went to the Supreme Court in 1999. The Supreme Court said in Eddie Richardson case that they was wrong in my case, and they overturned my case. So I went back to the appellate court and said, hey, the Supreme Court in Eddie Richardson case overturned my case. And then now the appellate court said, no, yes, they overturned your issue, but they didn't overturn your case because it wasn't your docket number in front of them. It was just your case number, which is just your case number, not your docket number. It was Eddie Richardson docket number. So they kept me for another 25 years on that. All right. Let me tap out though, son. Grab this other call. Yo, call me privately. We discuss this. All right.
All right,
Yeah, call me back. Text me your name right now. Text me your name and that we talked, and I'll save it. All right.
All right.
All right. Later. Yeah. Who you calling? Where you from? Name. Come on. Let's keep it moving.
Elaine from Los Angeles, California.
All right. Where you at? What's the Congo? Kick it.
I'm just calling you regarding the story you're covering right now, the Shannon Sharpe story. And all I'm trying to say is this. Based on what you're covering, I can understand why the assumptions are being made, based on what you're covering, right? But with all things, there might be more information that's not in what you're covering, right? So people might make assumptions based on what you're covering, but unfortunately, not all the information's, that's come out since what you're showing has come out. And there's a lot of things that other people may not realize, like legally, that he's done in the past. So it makes it worse. Now, maybe the situation with her, we don't know, right? Because it hasn't gone to court. But there's a lot of things in his history, and it's really interesting. Let's just say it like that, legally, that he's been in trouble on different, let's just say if you looked it up, Unique, you will find out that there's some things that, he's been in trouble for, okay, regarding women.
No, I believe it. I mean, I'm not even saying that.
No, but I'm not saying it ties into this, though. What I'm saying is it becomes concerning when so many things start stacking up. But that's how people are, right? because they're going to look at this and they go, well, what else did he do? You know what I mean? And I don't know, as of this time, you're aware that all the sponsors are gone. He's lost the deal, you know, the $100 million deal, you know, and you're like, well, why didn't, like, if she was smart, well, why didn't she, if she knew about the money, why this or that? I don't know anything about all that, right? Because you would think, oh, yeah, well, she was out for the money. She would, you know what I mean? I don't know that any of this makes any sense. It's really sad because I you know, I haven't been on YouTube that long. I'm your age, by the way. We're the same age, right?
Right.
And so what I'm saying is, and look, like, we grew up kind of the same. That's all I'm going to tell you. All right. So I kind of understand everything what you're talking. I love your channel, by the way.
Thank
you know what I mean? So when you're talking about this stuff, it's like, okay, I go with what you're saying, but having all this other information, right? If I was just listening to what you're saying, I'm with you, right? But having more time on my hands than I need. This is like back in the day. No one would know this, right? The Inquirer on steroids, all right? Back those, you know, those people don't know what that is, right? Those magazines that used to be like, well, what is this all about? Like, it's weird. You know, YouTube can be very exaggerated, some things, but when you have things that are legally filed documents, people arrested, people accused, payoffs, meaning you worked for, you know, this organization, maybe CBS, maybe things that were, you know, they paid them off for this, they did that. You know, I'm not going to even get into it because I want you to maybe find out, or I can tell you, write to you about it. It's not good. So if you look at those things, and I don't know that she looked this stuff up, it's not that far-fetched what she's saying, and it leans some credence to it. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not there. I wasn't there.
No, what I'm saying, I wasn't there either, but I know that they're a freak. We all know he a freak. He paying 25 grand a cheek and all that, telling her to lick him.
Look, I have never done anything like that. Listen, though, let me... Do you think between us, I would, like, look, I've never been involved in anything like that. To put that out, though, was that helpful to him? No. In the end, he should have just been quiet, right? He wouldn't have lost anything.
But it wasn't smart for him to even get involved with her.
You know, exactly, right. But he didn't even see the tape. He, to this day, recently, just had he didn't even see the S tape.
Then how he know it's 10 minutes?
But the lawyer saw it. That's how he knows. To this day, look at the most recent. 3 days ago, he went and still refused to see it, right? Because they said, well, someone said, I don't know, that it would lead, you know, it would change his narrative, right? So where did he come? And you know, they can't show that. It's illegal. You can't do it. It's, you know, you can't show a pornographic thing on, if it is, on YouTube. It's like, you want him, like I wrote to you. The lawyer's not going to jail. And everybody, like I've told you, they don't really know that much about that lawyer, so the connotation is bad. But if they know historically, really researched him, they would think different, maybe. If they really knew
I got you on the mountain, CJ.
They don't have the time. So anyways, listen, all I'm saying to you is Unique. Your content is fantastic. I love what you're doing. Gunshots. You know what I'm saying? I'm into it. But I absolutely think it's wonderful what you're doing, because where I grew up, like, Van Nuys, you know, California. And, you know, my stepfather was the General Motors. Yeah. Okay. Right. He was wild. So, you know, all I'm saying is I grew up, you know, hey, just to say, you know, he was black. Hey, I'm raised in a black household, just so you know, like hell. So that's kind of what I grew up in. That's how I identify, because that's who raised me. All right. So look, well, I don't know what I look like, but that's who I am. It doesn't matter what anyone says. So that's my mindset. So with all this stuff going on, I mean, I don't know when they say, you know, it's because of this. And look, I don't like discrimination. Believe me, I don't know what people think. I get accused of all kinds of things. All right,
we're going to make this about the race.
I'm just telling you.
I heard enough. We got it.
You know what I'm going at. Don't just go to race on this.
No, I didn't go to race on it. Listen, ho. I didn't go to anywhere on this. All I did was ask a bunch of questions. You know?
All I'm talking about is this man did what he did, and did historically.
Because he's a freak. You got black men, all races is freaks if you got it in by their nature.
But see what I'm saying, where we'll take him as an individual. What else did he do? Might lead credence to maybe, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's
listen, man. Listen, these dudes rich. I'm about to hang up. I got you. Hey, man. Ho, stop it. I'm not mad. Listen, sis. I'm not one. Got it. All right, but never mad. Whoa. I'm just saying, I just want to give somebody else a chance to call in.
No, I was just telling where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? That's all.
No, and I respect that, and I agree. I agree with a lot of things you said. Don't say it feel like I didn't. All I'm saying is that I never said anything about it was about race. So that's why I ended that off the top. You hear these people up here saying these things, and I'm asking y'all these questions for y'all to put it in there what you think. You know what I mean? Because you're the voice. I'm just a voice. All right, so let's get that right. But thank you, Aileen. I love it. Text me your name so I call you back and we can talk privately, because you said a lot of things that I like. And I definitely would like to learn more. So if anybody got anything that they could teach me about this, please feel free. You know what I mean? The number is on the screen. Feel free to enlighten me so I could do better at what I do. All right. Now, got to stop tricking. Yeah, we already know. If he don't stop tricking, he need to just go on and use Cashbox and get it over with. You know? All right. That's what that is. All right. Atlanta, Georgia calling in. Thanks, Eileen, again for the call. Yeah. What's up, family? Where you calling from? You being recorded. Let's keep it going. Gangster.
Hey, this is Athena from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to answer your question about the sex demons, because when you say like Shannon's a freak and all of that, right? Like sex demons, they cause you to do sexually stupid, demonic, sexually criminal things, right?
Oh, what's a sex demon? Stop. Explain that first. Enlighten me. What's a sex demon to you?
It's a spiritual attachment, right? Because there's like these spirits that kind of are amongst us, and they desire sex, and they can't.
And they call that let me learn this with you. So because they desire sex, now they're labeled a demon?
Well, what happens, it's a spiritual thing, right? So do you believe in spirit?
Yeah, but how did it, if it automatically becomes a demon? How do you get that? I heard of it as white liver. How old are you? They call that white liver when somebody like to, have sex. During my generation. What do you call that? A demon? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a sexual demon. Like it's a spiritual attachment.
So anybody that don't like sex is not a demon, and people that like sex is a demon. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's excessive. It's excessive, and it's stupid. Like when you have a man who's married and then they step outside of their marriage, right?
He dead wrong.
Because they have like this thing that it's not being sufficed in their marriage. So they have to step outside. It pushes them to step outside of their marriage and go do something stupid, like what Shannon is doing. And I'm sorry, like a lot of these celebrities, they have these sex demons that cause them to do these crazy sexual acts.
They just got a big name, so they being put on social media blast. But there's poor people too that's doing it.
That have sexual demons as well.
But it ain't something. We just call it thinking with the lower head, sis. You know what I mean? He's thinking with the small head.
You gotta. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. And
Ooh,
a lot
bigger
of people
than that?
have
Pause.
it. Yeah, a lot of people have it. And granted, like you said, these are people who are in a big spotlight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're seeing the exposure of their sexual demons. There's people every day that go to sex clubs every day, and they're doing doubles and triples and all this kind of crap, right? That's not necessarily normal. So what pushes this person to have such a deep desire?
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this. Okay, so you heard of Caniglia, right? There was a movie when I grew up called Caniglia. You heard of that? Yeah, I might be saying the word wrong. Y'all put in the comment. You know what I mean? It's an old freak thing that they was doing from way back in, the Greek days and all that. But I mean, sex and kinkiness has always been around, but they just haven't spoke what happens behind closed doors in public. But now what happens behind closed doors is on social media. You know what I mean? And you're saying ill to sex. I mean, what happened with you?
Whoa, I'm not saying ill. Hold on. I'm not saying ill. I love sex, but I love
we'll talk about it then. Tell me then. You acting like because somebody is excessive with sex, as you said. So I'm just trying to get where you at, sis.
Yes, when you're 60, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking at a 19-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
How does the mind even process that that's okay? Because at 60, maybe 30 in my mind, right? But it's like the level, that's like raw meat. Most people don't eat raw meat.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
You want cooked nice steak. Most people don't like raw meat. When you
In other words, you want your meat seasoned.
Right. I need it nice, and it's got to be maybe a little bit red, but otherwise I need my meat.
So is any man out there a little bit seasoned, a little bit red? We have one on the line that's trying to get somebody that's a little bit seasoned, a little red. Trying to do an auction with you right now.
Yeah, but that's why I'm like, and my thing with Shannon, right?
Yeah.
He's covering Diddy. So it's like, bro, where you sit, you've seen so many people before you that have already been taken down for the same exact stupidness that you're doing, and you thought you were exempt. Why did you think you were exempt, brother? When you see your other brothers getting dragged down off of their throne, go back to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, they took him down for crap that was 20, 30 years old. Smashed him, put him behind the bars. Look at when he came out. Bill Cosby did not look the same.
Yeah. Nobody gonna look the same. Look at Diddy. You hear they say Diddy's whole head is gray. Ain't no more damn dye in that federal prison for him.
Well, Diddy was probably dyeing his hair, right? So, I mean, he probably was gray the whole time and just, but that's what I'm saying. Like, and when you look at the industry, extremely, extremely, extremely sexual, right? Go watch Rihanna's S&M video. Rihanna has that video, S&M. That is like a good eyesight into how the industry works. And even Lil Nas X, like, Call Me By My Name, like he dances for the devil. Like, he literally strip dances for the devil in one of his videos. Like, Lil Nas X tells things through music. Rihanna is telling things through music. Like, the industry is very sexual. It's very heavily demonic, even in the gospel side. So, I just want to tell you that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Demon that's leaving him to be crumble, unfortunately. So, that's why you got to kind of pray over yourself when you're getting those desires to do things that just are not kind of normal, because it's probably an attachment that you need to have removed from you.
All right.
Thank you. I love your show, by the way. You're so awesome. Boom, 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 boom.
Gunshots, gunshots, gunshots. I can't stand those rat bastards and flip-flop wearing in public trolls. Oh, man. Hey, they sit around and say, oh, my God, Unique got 100,000 subscribers. Let me take him down. Let me take him down. Just like Shannon get ready to get 100 million. Let me take him down. Let me take him down. Diddy got 1 billion. Let me take him down. Jay-Z got 1 billion.
Be careful. Make sure you tiptoeing around. Be careful. Keep yourself in that seat. Don't let them come get you either.
Listen, anybody come near me in flip-flops. All right. All right. Peace. But you know what I mean? That's how we have fun over here, learning and enlightening each other. Boss Trucker, what up? You know what I mean? CJ, you got the number. Let me see right there, so we can make you a mod. That's the number. Wait till the show over. All right. Anybody want to be a mod? That's the number. If you want to be a mod, call me or just text me and put mod in it and your what's that? Your YouTube name. And then I could go into the comments and make you a mod. But I'm gonna need some help with the moderating because I'm getting ready to start doing the videos live. We already got like 3,000 people in the back over here. You know what I mean? But let's keep it moving. All right, let's go. All right. 25K cheek and don't got no cheeks is crazy. He could have went over to DR and Colombia and saved money and face. You know what I mean? Unc ain't got no game. Tell him again, Boss Grizzle. Oh, man. Okay. Right here. Jezebel's spirit in the Bible. Both men and women can have the Jezebel spirit. You already know. Because everybody got a little freak in them. She talking about, and there you go, incubus and, and succubus. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Talk to the people. She's right, 100. Caligula. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you. We have to be open to it, period. Incubus and succubus, whatever. You heard what they said. Let's keep it moving. All right. Spirit people. Spiritual people in the chat. Comment. Boss Trucker, you already know. At Waller, yes. Incubus. Oh, see, these people on point. Yo, we got to talk about the incubus. Somebody text me and just put the word incubus so I'll call you back when I get a chance. And you could break down this to me. I'm hearing this too much, and I'm not familiar with incubus and what's that? Succubus. Oh, that sounds kinky. I just know about Caligula because they had a movie called that, where they was drinking semen and all kinds of craziness. They was like, whoa, you know, Caligula. There you go. Thank you, Eugene. Yeah, call in so we can do a grown folks joint on that, man. You gotta love this show. You already know we keep it 100 over here at the Mecca. Hey, y'all hit the like button one more time so I get the likes up so we can go viral before I tap out. All right. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Mecca audio. Mecca audio. Mecca audio. All right, that's it. Now we back to Cat. I just want to show these little comments before I go so everybody see what's going on. Let me start for the bottom, top out. Incubus. Okay, male demon that seeks to have sexual intercourse with sleeping women. Succubus, a female demon that seduces men and has sex with them in their dream. Well, she could be my succubus anytime, especially while I was doing that 26 years. So I guess succubus came and see me a few times doing my 26 years in federal prison being incarcerated. So I'm going to give a round of applause to succubus. I'm going to give a round of succubus. Succubus. Yo, hold on. Let me calm down. Because you know, when a nigga locked up, nigga need her. You know what I mean? To pop up in a dream here and there. You know what I mean? All right. My theme music right there. You already know. All right. Folks sleeping with themselves. What the hell is that? You know, you going something else. Yeah, you already know. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? That's where they broke it down. I'm going, CJ. Then there is only tantric sex. Google that. It's long explanation. Well, send it to me. I never heard of that one. Tantric. Yeah, I heard tantric, but I don't know what the hell it is. I wasn't into all that crap. But, you know, I always like to learn to be able to enlighten y'all and get enlightened. That's some invisible-ish. Hey, yo, you know I had to remove the dude for trying to slide his whole advertisement link up in here. So y'all know I'm going to block you from the page you do that type of crap. You got my phone number. It's on the screen. You know what I mean? If you don't know it, that they done moved it. We already know about it. Hit the like button. Put the phone number back up. We're going to get the phone number up so that, you know what I mean? If y'all trying to promote something, call me. You know what I mean? Everything ain't about $1 with me, but don't try and sneak and do it. That's the number. All right? You ain't got to do that at the Mecca, man. It's a gangster channel, man. You know, if you want something, you ask. You know what I mean? If I want a price, I'll let you know. You don't like it, you say you don't like it, you can't afford it, we do whatever we do, or I just say go about your damn business. We ain't going to do it. Let's keep it moving. All right? And what Bigger say? Smash that like button and subscribe to Unique Mecca Audio. All right? Succubus are sexual demons that attach to you to be fed. See, now she just had me dancing and suckling. Now you talking about attaching to me. I don't need no damn attachment. Shit, what I look like? But I love a dog type man? Come on, man. Tamika, what's this? Redding's banging Howard. Oh, you cracking up with old sexy picture like that. Don't tell me you're a succubus. You tapping into people's dreams. You tapping into people's dreams. Come on, Tamika, tap out. I know a bunch of brothers in the pen that would love to have you tap into their dreams if you know how to spiritually do it, being it's a spiritual thing. Ow. All right. Bad Bunny, 25K cheek with no cheeks. Ain't that a shame? Baby Snatcher, you know? Happy birthday, Bigger. Happy birthday. Yo, if somebody put happy birthday in the comments for Bigger, man. You know, it was Bigger birthday. I hung out with him last night at Salsa con Fuego. I don't even post, you know, stuff on the Instagram because I don't want to feel like I'm showing. I'm just not into that. I see everybody posting, and I know that's the norm, but I didn't get into that phase of life yet where, you know, but I'm going to post a joint with me and Bigger last night celebrating his birthday. you know what I mean, today on my Instagram, man. So y'all go to Unique Mecca Audio and tap in. All right. The numbers is steady here. The numbers is steady. We got over 4,000 in the back. All right. I'm about to tap out, leave you 4,000 not hanging, but finding something else to do because I got to find something else to do. And watch this to the end. Boss Trucker, peace. You know what I mean? Tamika Robinson. It's back on now. Okay, that's when the mic was out. CJ Brooks. Let me see. Check your setup. All right, that's when it was out. So I got all that. So now I've been on here long enough. Thank you for tapping in. I appreciate you. I love you. I respect you. Keep it gangster. Let's get up out of here.
Cheers, cheers, the crime.
Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that like button on the way out.
Fresh out the can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. But he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in hard. Come from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube.
Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that like button on the way out.
Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin.
You enjoy the show, hit the like button. You enjoy the show, hit the like button.
Stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason
hit that like button. You like the show, hit that like button.
Generated millions on the block, did his time. Never squilling to the cops, make an audio.
Hit that like button, hit that like button. Ain't asking for too much. Hit the QR code on this video to cop my man Lucin's book. Hit the QR code. Hit the QR code, hit the QR code. Let's keep it moving.